Welcome back, episode 9 of the Bout Some Football Podcast. I'm Kyle, I'm the host here, and this is about 20 seconds after I record the NFC Championship podcast. So, in this one, I'll be going over the AFC Championship. I'll be going over a recap of the game and some of the plays I thought should have gone different and what the team should have done, especially the Bills. Now, Chiefs were able to take a really easy one against the Buffalo Bills here, 24-38. Again, I went 0-2 on my predictions this weekend, and my Super Bowl champions are now out, which stinks. But let's check out some quick stats. Patrick Mahomes, injuries, no match for his skill set. Turf toe, concussion, doesn't matter. He put up 326 passing yards, 3 pass touchdowns, all on 76% completion rate. This is his highest completion rate percentage in a postseason game in his entire career. He would also add another playoff performance with 0 interceptions. Now, in the 7 playoff games that he has played in since becoming a starter in 2019, he's only thrown 2 interceptions, both come against San Francisco in last year's Super Bowl. That's 6 playoff games with 0 interceptions. Not too bad. And I believe 4 of those games he had multiple touchdowns, 2 or more, passing-wise. For receiving-wise, Kelsey would, again, add another impressive playoff performance, as he always does, with 13 receptions, 118 reception yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was the most dominant player on offense, and he's the most dominant tight end in the league. He showed up in the playoffs every game. He always does. And another player to do so is also wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who had 9 receptions for 172 yards, including 71-yard reception that put the game pretty much out of reach. Tyreek Hill, I mean, if you watch, he has this second, this third, and this fourth gear that no one else has on the field. It's effortless running. He'll run behind one of the main blockers. Like, he'll be able to get a Sammy Watkins would be out there blocking for him. Well, not really Sammy Watkins, he's been out. But Demarcus Robinson will be downfield blocking for Tyreek Hill, and he just runs by him with ease, and none of the defenders even know where he is. Hill and Kelsey now become the first receiving combo on the same team to put up back-to-back 100-yard receptions, or 100-yard reception yards in a game in postseason history. Last week, they both had over 100 versus Cleveland, and this week they both have over 100 versus Buffalo. That's pretty impressive. I think that is... there's been a debate going on whether this is the best wide receiver tight end combination ever in the NFL, and I think you need to look into that because I do think they're both really impressive at what they do. Quick grab a drink of water. Now for the Bills. Josh Allen put up 287 passing yards with 2 pass touchdowns and an interception that came on a batted pass. I think it went through his wide receiver's hands and just right into the defender's hands. For the way Josh Allen has been playing and the fact that he threw the ball 48 times and only having a 58.3% completion rate, that's 28 for 48 in this game, I think Allen underperformed what was expected. But hey, this is his first conference championship of most likely many. He struck together 2 playoff wins for the Bills Mafia, which was great. He also led his team with 88 rushing yards. Devin Singletary would only have 17 on 6 attempts. I think I said that a key emphasis of this game was going to be the running game, and Bills just couldn't get it started. What I did think was cool, out of my few correct predictions from this weekend, the Buffalo Bills would add multiple read options for Josh Allen into their game plan. Now, they've ran them before in the season, but they didn't run them often. I believe they ran them 3 times this game, and it was really dope to see that like my predictions actually panning out. I was expecting them to run it about 4 times in this game. They ran it 3, and that's actually where he gained the majority of his rushing yards, were on these option plays. For receiving-wise, Cole Beasley would lead the Bills team with 7 receptions for 88 yards, all while playing on a broken fibula. In a press conference yesterday, he was asked about any injuries he sustained in the season, and he said that he played his last 3 games, the games against the Colts, the Ravens, and the Chiefs, all on a broken fibula. He's got commitment. I like it. He's doesn't mind. He said the pain was bad against the Colts, but he said he popped a few meds and got through it for the rest of the Colts game, for the rest of the Ravens game, and this entire Chiefs game. He wants to win. I think that's really big. Diggs would continue his streak of 6 receptions in a single game for 18 straight now, but he would fail to break the 100-yard mark, only putting up 77 reception yards. So before I dive into some plays in the games, I want to talk about my original predictions. For one, I sat there with my buddy Keegan and watched the game, and it became clear after a few minutes into the game, hey, it's not raining. Therefore, my entire idea of both teams need to establish the run game and neither are going to be able to pass a lot was gone because there was no rain. I could have sworn, I checked the weather the day before, predictions were still 6 p.m. It was supposed to start storming. It was supposed to start rain showers all night, and the rain didn't come in Kansas City till 2 a.m. So that's cool. Just threw all my ideas out the window. Now, the other one I said was I thought Kansas City was going to struggle this game. With all the injuries they had, the weather, no rain, it didn't matter. And the other question marks going around with how Patrick Mahomes would do. I thought this week that was when the Red Hot Bills would come out and get a nice win. I will never do that again. Never am I ever going to doubt the Chiefs again. Here on out, every game the Chiefs play, they are the favorites as long as Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are out there. Quick stat I found while looking for a little research, Mahomes, over his entire NFL career, in games that he started, has now, in all the games that he started, his record is now 44-9. 4 of those losses came in his first year as a starter, 2019, which was actually his MVP season. So Mahomes knows how to win, and so does Andy Reid. Well, from those 9 losses he has in his career, did he take any big losses or any blowouts? No, he didn't. The average margin of loss for Patrick Mahomes in his career has been 4.88 points, with the largest loss coming to the Raiders earlier this season by 8, a 1-possession loss. The Kansas City Chiefs have not lost a game with Patrick Mahomes at helm by more than 1 possession. I think that's insane. They're in every game, and they win the majority of them. Now, I believe wins and loss are a team stat, but I wanted to find out when was the last times that Mahomes did lose by more than 8 points. And that came when Texas Tech would face Iowa State November 19, 2016. Now, they would lose 66-10, so Patrick Mahomes is still a little bit embarrassed probably about that. And he probably doesn't want to relive something like that. It's been 5 years now since Patrick Mahomes had lost an NFL game or a football game, whether it's college or professional, by more than 8 points. That's crazy. Now let's get back to the playoff game. The main thing I want to focus on is a similar idea to how Matt LaFleur chose the option to take a field goal at the end of the game, but rather Sean McDermott not did it just once, he did it twice this game. He would decide to take a field goal when on goal and go. The first one came at the end of the first half. Buffalo was down 9-21, about to go into halftime, and they didn't start with the ball in the start of the second half, so they needed something here. The good news was they were on Kansas City's 4-yard line with 20 seconds left and 2 plays put up a touchdown. It's 3rd and 2. It's 3rd and 4. Allen would complete a 2-yard pass to Dawson Knox, and now it's 4th and goal on the Chiefs' 2-yard line. This doesn't happen. The Chiefs' defense is impressive. They're 10th ranked defense in the NFL. You don't get down on the 4-yard line very often, let alone the 2-yard line very often. At this point in the game, you just allowed a 21-0 run, or a 21-0 run after being up 9-0. So I think you need a touchdown here. You need something to ignite this team going into halftime, something to work off of, to look back and say, hey, this drive is really good. We can take a few of these plays and work on them and take them into the second half. Well, instead, you can bring your team within 5 or possibly 4 points, depending on if you go for the 2-point conversion. I think you do, because at 9, you want to get 17, therefore making it a 4-point game. If you score another touchdown, you'll be up by 3 instead of 2. Instead, Sean McDermott takes a safe route, kicks a field goal, and goes into halftime down by 9. Later on, near the middle of the third quarter with 6 minutes left, the Bills would find themselves in a familiar position, now down 12-24, but the Chiefs, but this time, they were on the Chiefs' 8-yard line on 3rd down, and after an incompletion on 3rd down, it was 4th down. Now, the Bills would elect to kick a field goal again. Now, they're down by 9, again, and the Bills wouldn't recover from this. They would end up going down 15-38, and after a lucky touchdown, some late-game heroics, including an onside kick, and just garbage time yards, garbage time points, they'd lose 24-38. Now, I get it. You run the numbers. The number says take safe option. Take the points. Take the 3 points. You don't want to go in with 0, and you definitely don't want to kill all the momentum you have. But you don't run the numbers versus the Chiefs, because by the time that you finish running the numbers and you finish looking at them and comparing them, Mahomes already has 2 more passing touchdowns. All right, you're already down 21-0 by then. You gotta pull the gun on these plays. Sean McDermott should know that. I mean, he's a great coach. I think in a press conference he says, after the game, I think he said something like, "I regret not going for at least one of them on the 2-yard line." Yeah, exactly. I'm all about the numbers. I'm all about the percentage of the chances, the predictions on what's your percentage of winning if you get this conversion, what's your percentage of winning if you kick a field goal, and what's your percentage of winning if you don't get either of them. But not when it's the conference championships against Kansas City Chiefs. You just need to go for it, and you need to throw all the chances out the window and put a lot of points on the board. Well, Chiefs will be heading to the Super Bowl for the second year in a row, looking to repeat victory. This will be the first repeat Super Bowl champion since the Patriots in 2004 and 2005 over the Panthers and the Andy Reid-led Philadelphia Eagles. They will be playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by, of course, the guy who led the Patriots to those back-to-back Super Bowl victories, Tom Brady. For the Bills, great season. Sucks it ended like this. They went 13-3. Their losses coming to a blowout by the Titans, but that was early in the season. A really close loss, 5-point loss to Kansas City Chiefs back in Week 6, and a Hail Mary loss to the Arizona Cardinals. They'd finish second in the NFC. Josh Allen would elevate to MVP status this year. They had a great receiving tech with Diggs, Beasley, John Brown, Gabriel Davis, Dawson Knox. And they'd end up getting their first home playoff win in 25 years. They got 2 of them. They were able to hold 2 playoff games in Buffalo. But it just sucks that they couldn't, pack the stadium like Bills Mafia deserves. They couldn't fill that with 70,000 plus fans. But for Bills, players, members of the organization, and of course the fans, they just need to keep their heads up. The future's bright with a really young roster, and I expect them to be back in the conference championships for years to come. This is the end of this one. Next episode are going to be my predictions and previews for the Super Bowl. That'll probably be coming like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I mean, we got another 2 weeks until the Super Bowl, so give it a little bit of time. I'm working on my QB analysis of the top 10 quarterbacks going into this draft. That will be about a 2.5 hour podcast, but I'm going to break every single episode down. So you can either watch the 2.5 hour episode version, or you can watch the singular 10 to 15 minutes one. All right, have a good one.